you doing today?
I'm okay.
Okay, well, before we begin, I just want to give you a little background information on me as well as the agency. My name's Chelsea Pravat. I graduated from the University of North Carolina at Pembroke with my bachelor's and master's degree in social work. Here at this agency, we work on helping people with problem solving as well as diagnosing mental and behavioral disorders like anxiety and depression. I also wanted to let you know that anything that you and I discuss will just be between the two of us. I won't share with anyone what you tell me unless you either give me permission or what you share with me makes me feel like you could possibly harm yourself or someone else with that information, okay?
Okay.
All right, so what could I help you with today, ma'am?
Well, my name is Nisha,
Okay.
and I was referred here by the hospital that I was actually recently hospitalized at because they considered me to have a panic attack.
All right, well, let's start with you telling me about the day that you had the panic attack.
I really don't think it's that big of a deal. I just had a lot going on that day, a lot on my plate.
Okay, well, I understand we all have those days where everything just seems to weigh us down. Do you notice yourself having a lot of those days?
Yeah. Basically, I recently got promoted to vice president of the company that I work for, and it's going really good. But my husband just got recently offered a job out of state, which I think he's really excited about, but I'm worried because I worked so hard for this position, and I don't want to just drop everything. But we haven't talked about it, so we do need to talk about it. And on top of that, my daughter Jessica, she's 7. She was just recently diagnosed with school phobia, which is really new to me. So right now she's being homeschooled, and I don't anticipate her going back to school for a while. So it's just like all that it just seems like I take 5 steps forward, I get pushed 10 back, and it's just never ending. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just haven't been able to sleep that well either, so I think that's adding to the stress of things. And the other day, my boss at work told me that I seem more irritable than usual. Like, that's the last thing I need right now with everything that's going on. I don't want him breathing down my neck, worried about me being irritable. Like, that's not me. So it's just a lot right now.
Okay, well, first off, I want to say congratulations on your promotion. I'm sure that you worked really hard to get that, and that's something that you should really be proud of. That's awesome. But I know what you mean. Usually the best thing to do when you just feel like you're overwhelmed is just stop, take a deep breath, and just attack one task at a time. So out of all of the things that you told me about, which one do you think that we should focus on first for making things just kind of easier or better for you?
Well, can I be honest with you for a second?
Of course.
Really not used to even asking anyone for help, so this is kind of awkward for me because, I honestly am pretty good at keeping everything together. It just seems things lately are falling apart.
It's perfectly normal for you to ask for help, Nisha. Nobody can do everything by themselves and do it perfectly. And my job is to help you, and that's what I'm here for, okay? So,
Okay.
But you said that you're under a lot of pressure. Where or who is the so-called pressure coming from?
At first I'd say it probably came from my parents. They're both college professors, so they've held very high standards for me growing up. So I guess when I kind of just grew up and moved out of the house, I held those same high standards for myself.
Yeah, parents do that sometimes, huh?
Yeah, and my younger brother, he didn't do as well as I did. We were constantly fighting, so instead of my parents setting those high standards for him, it was like they just piled them up to me, and it kept getting higher and higher.
Okay, so you have a younger brother?
Yeah, I don't really talk about him much anymore. He's actually disappeared within the last 5 years. I just assumed he was dead, really. We were never really close. Like I said, we fought all the time.
I'm very sorry to hear that. If you want me to, I could look into that and see, if I could figure out anything about where he is or...
I don't really think that'd be that beneficial.
Okay, well, I understand. I completely respect that. But if you change your mind, just let me know, okay? And I'll do whatever I can.
Okay.
But moving forward, like we said before, what's the first thing that we need to work on out of all the things that you mentioned? Which one should we focus on first?
I'd like to work on my sleeping patterns lately. It's just I've been really exhausted. I feel like it's affecting everything else in my life right now.
Okay. Do you remember when you first started having problems sleeping?
No, not really.
Okay, well that's fine. Let's see. When you say you have problems sleeping, like, can you not fall asleep? Do you toss and turn? Nightmares? What's going on?
Well, I seem to be able to fall asleep pretty good. It's just that I'm always awakened by nightmares, so I'm constantly getting up, falling back asleep, getting up.
Okay. What kind of nightmares do you usually have?
Just the same stuff, like I mentioned, my daughter, my husband, family, my brother.
All right. Well, are any more frequent than the other?
There's a lot in my brother.
Okay. You think any reason why he would be in so many?
Oh, yeah. Well, no.
You can tell me, Misha. I'm here to help you. I'm not judging you at all. If you don't want to talk about it right now, I understand.
No, you're right. It's not that I don't want to talk about it. It's just hard to talk about.
I completely understand. Just take your time and just talk when you're ready.
Well, remember how I said that I assumed he was dead?
I do.
Well, I don't like to talk about it a lot because I feel like it was my fault that he left in the first place. Like I said, he kind of just like disappeared and hasn't really talked to anybody, hasn't had any contact with anyone.
Okay, well, why would you think that it was your fault?
Well, sometimes I felt like he thought I was the favorite child, and because of that, he was looked down on, and pretty much my parents always looked to me for like the high standards and doing everything right, and I think he kind of felt like the black sheep. So I don't know, I just was trying to make my parents proud of me. I really wasn't trying to make him look bad, but I just always get to thinking that I'm the reason why he left and hasn't spoken with anybody.
Well, Misha, you shouldn't feel like you're the reason he left home at all, and you shouldn't downplay your success because he wasn't as successful as you are. I mean, you should be proud of all the things that you've accomplished. I mean, you've done so much in so little time, and you have so much to be proud of. I mean, you should really focus on that. But I know that just saying that is not really going to give you the understanding and the time that you really need to really figure out what's going on with you and your brother. So, would you be open to maybe seeing a counselor?
Well, I never really thought I needed one, but I mean, I'm open up to anything that will help.
Okay, well, great. Well, what we can do is the next time we meet, I can have a list of counselors for you, and we can go through them and then go from there. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good. Thanks.
All right. Well, great. We'll do that. Before we end, do you have any other questions for me at all or anything really you want to share?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, well, great. Well, thank you, and it was nice meeting you, and I'm
You too.
excited to see you next time.
Thanks.